and welcome to Mental Health Week. My name is Caroline Dalrymple-Smith and I'm the music therapist here at Portisbury School, working on behalf of Parity for Disability. I've been asked to put together a short video explaining a bit about what I do here and how this links to mental health care and emotional well-being. I know that some of you have been into my sessions and so do have an idea of what goes on, but I'll just give a brief outline for those of you who haven't. Music therapy is a registered clinical psychological intervention delivered by a qualified music therapist, that's me, and I am registered with the Health and Care Professionals Council, which ensures standards of proficiency. In a nutshell, a music therapist uses live music making, sounds and play to establish a therapeutic relationship. This relationship can then be used to work towards therapeutic aims, either as one-to-one or as part of a group. These aims might be emotional or they might be developmental, but often a mixture of the two. By developmental aims, I mean things like encouraging fine motor skills and social skills like turn-taking. Today we're particularly concerned with the emotional aims. For example, someone might be referred to me if they have experienced a recent bereavement and need some support in processing this. Music therapists work with the natural musicality of each client to offer appropriate, sensitive and meaningful musical interaction. There is no need for a particular musical skill or aptitude. We are all inherently musical. We all have a heartbeat, a particular rhythm to our movements and intonation in our voices, which can be used to connect musically. In a typical music therapy session, I have a selection of tuned and untuned percussion instruments, some strung instruments and also play equipment like coloured scarves and figures. I spend a great deal of time singing. Aside from the occasional nursery rhyme, the music is improvised during the session, and this allows me to really engage with the material each child brings on that particular day. So I thought it might be helpful for me to give you a bit of an example of what might happen in a music therapy session. So I'm going to talk about a young man that I've been working with for a little while. We will call him Teddy. He has autism and is non-verbal. He, in his sessions, he's generally quite engaged in music therapy, but would occasionally become very absorbed in his own sensory movements and sometimes didn't really seem to see the point in a sustained interaction with another person, which went beyond his immediate needs being met. He came into his weekly one-to-one session one day, and instead of coming to sit with me at the keyboard or on the mat as usual, he went to look out of the window. It was a really beautiful autumnal day. The sun was shining and the leaves were falling from the trees. I was conscious that he had chosen to sit away from me, and so I gave him a couple of minutes before beginning my hello song from where I was sitting. Then there was some silence. I sang a song that I could see him looking out of the window, and I was watching what he was doing. Teddy, I can see you looking through the window. I wonder what you're looking at. There was more silence. Then he looked over at me and he vocalised just a couple of short bursts. Using these notes, I could weave them into the song. Looking through the window. What can you see? Then I noticed that his foot was tapping, which was brilliant because that gives me a rhythm. Looking through the window. And then I could build a song around his rhythm. And it worked. At intervals throughout the rest of the session he would look over, sometimes vocalising and sometimes just checking in. But he could gain eye contact, and in that time he was really connected, meaningfully, and in a way that he could tolerate. On this particular day he seemed to need distance, some time just to look outside. But within these moments of stillness there was room for moments of being with me in a way that he could manage and have some control over. So how does this link to encouraging good mental health? It won't surprise you to hear that one of the best defences against poor mental health is good relationships. Having a capacity to have meaningful moments with others, to be able to tolerate exchanges and shared experiences, will contribute to feelings of well-being. It reduces feelings of isolation. Our students often struggle to connect, and that is almost always because of challenges in communication. Challenges in finding appropriate ways to express nuanced feelings like frustration, annoyance and joy. Even more so holding several feelings at once. Mirroring and reflecting their sounds and rhythms is a really good way to let them know that we're listening and that we are curious about what they're trying to say. Music has the capacity to hold powerful feelings without the use of words, and music therapy works specifically with pre-verbal communication. Improvised music is a bit like having a conversation, and I can use musical structures like harmony, rhythm and melody to support and encourage our students to express themselves. I can amplify their natural soundscape and offer more opportunities for them to think that it is worth their while to engage with me. Now, listening to this and hearing about vocalising and making up music may fill you with horror. Many adults come into a music therapy session with a deeply held belief that they can't sing or they're not musical. This is often something that they've carried with them from childhood, where they have been educated out of their creativity, to quote the late, great Ken Robinson. But I'd like you to put that to one side and think about how the children in your care communicate with you. I'm not suggesting that you all go and learn the guitar, although you should totally go and learn the guitar. With 3 chords you can play almost every song that you would need to play in this setting. But that really tuning into someone's inherent sounds just lets them know that you're listening, and we all want to be heard. I just wanted to say one more thing about boundaries. The very bedrock of good therapy and wellness generally is feeling safe. Things like ensuring that we have the same therapy space each week, that we meet at the same time and have hello songs and goodbye songs, which set the boundaries of time and space. These all contribute to feelings of safety. Boundaries make us feel safe enough to try things out, to experiment with different ways of being with others, to be brave. I hope this has been helpful in explaining a bit about what music therapy is about. If anyone has any questions, then please do catch me in school or email me at caroline@parityfordisability.org.uk. You can also find out more information on the website for the British Association of Music Therapy, which is www.bamt.org. And please do catch me if you would like to talk about this a bit more. I'm always happy to hold forth about how brilliant music therapy is. So thank you for listening, and I hope you have a good week.